This one easy to make digital product is making some Etsy sellers thousands of dollars a month. In this video, I'll reveal what this product is, show you some examples of current bestsellers on Etsy, and take you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to make your own original version. Let's jump in. Okay, so here we are on Etsy, and the digital product I'm talking about is personalized wall art. Wall art is a very high competition niche to get into, so I think a way you can break into this area and make some really good sales for yourself is to personalize it. So essentially, this is wall art that your customer can purchase and then download and print themselves at home or send these to a local print shop to print for them. And there's lots of bestsellers in this category, but I had a couple ideas in particular I wanted to show you today that are selling really well. So starting with this idea, it's a where we met map, where it all began couple map. So essentially what the customer can do is send the seller their exact address of where they met before becoming a couple, and the name of the city and optional the names of the couple. So all of that information gets sent to the seller, who then makes this really cute little map with a where it all began title, the names of the couple, and the exact location and city below. So this is something that would take a bit of work on your part to figure out how to make these maps and turn them into these kind of cute illustrations with this little drop pin with a heart in it. And again, we don't want to copy this design, but doing something like this is entirely possible. It might take a bit more work than your average digital wall art product, but I think because it's so personal, this could sell really, really well if you made your own original version of this. So really cute idea. Let's have a look at the numbers here. This has been around for a while, 47 months, so this is not a new listing, but it's bringing in over $1,400 a month with 191 sales per month on average. So definitely something that is worth putting in that little bit of extra work, and you'll see some great results from this product. Next is this custom best friends photo card print. So as you can see, it's 2 playing cards, and in the middle of the top playing card is an image of 2 best friends. And so again, this is something that the customer would send you the photos that they want to be inserted in the playing card here. And they would also tell you what the text at the bottom would say as well. So as you can see here, there's a few different font options the customer can choose, different playing card shapes and colors and sizes as well. So fairly easy design to put together and easy to personalize as well. You just need a high quality image from your customer. This is doing really well, 20 plus views in the last 24 hours. Let's have a look at the numbers. So it's a very new listing. It's only 4 months old, and it's already bringing in $800 a month in revenue with about 40 sales a month. And the beauty of digital products, these aren't physical prints, these are just digital items, is that the seller gets a huge portion of the profits as compared to if this was a physical print through a print-on-demand program. The seller would be giving a big part of their profit, their revenue, to the print-on-demand company. That's why digital products are kind of amazing in terms of being able to keep so much of the revenue that you bring in. Another example of this idea is these kind of fake newspaper images. These are really popular right now in the digital wall art space. And this is a good old days custom newspaper print. So again, the customer would send in a photo of themselves with their best friends, and the seller would insert it in this newspaper template kind of thing. This is 5 months old, so another fairly new listing, and is bringing in over $2,400 a month with 182 sales. Pretty impressive. This is another example of that same idea, this kind of fake newspaper. This one's the BFF Times. So again, the customer would send in a picture of them with their best friends. They would be able to decide what the text at the top here says, and if they want to have the year that they met. And I think there's probably font choices here. Maybe not font choices for this one, but again, a really cute idea to personalize wall art. Another really popular category in this personalized digital wall art is this wildflower kind of nursery prints. And this is a great example of that. This is a custom wildflower print for a nursery. And essentially it's a trio of images with beautiful kind of watercolor wildflowers, and then the center one being the initial of the child who is the nursery is for. So, and then a simple script font at the bottom. And then this is offered in more colors as well. So quite a simple design, but really beautiful. And they've got some really great mock-ups here. So this will be really an easy design to put together in something like Canva, which is what we'll be looking at next. Let's have a look at their numbers. This is 10 months old, so not even a year old, and it's already bringing in over $2,000 a month in revenue with about 168 sales per month. Here's another example of the floral idea. This is Birth Flowers Family Bouquet print. So essentially the customer can make a bouquet based on the birth flowers of everyone in the family. So you can see they have this choice of birth month flowers, and then the seller puts them all together into this really beautiful bouquet that says Grandma's Garden or something like that. This one says Our Family, and then it has the names of every member of the family beneath this kind of combined bouquet. Really beautiful idea here, and this is doing really well. This is about 10 months old, and it's bringing in over $3,000 a month in revenue with about 75 sales per month. Another great example in this category is this really beautiful custom name floral nursery print. So very simple design. It's just a uppercase letter, the first letter of the child's name, with the child's name in script font below. And as you can see, they offer this in multiple colors. So it's essentially a letter with a floral pattern inside, which, by the way, I just did a tutorial about. So check out this video if you want to learn how to get pattern inside of text. Really useful video for that, I might say. And again, really beautiful mock-ups the seller has created, but a very simple listing idea. And this is doing really well. This is only 2 months old, a very new listing, and it's already bringing in $500 a month in revenue with 43 sales per month. So those are some ideas of personalized digital wall art to get you thinking. Next, we're going to jump on over to Canva, and I'm going to show you how to make your own original versions of these ideas to put in your own shop. So here we are in Canva, and again, I do have a pro account. So some of the elements I might be using today might be pro account only, but I do believe you could make these designs using the free account as well and get some really nice results. The first thing you need to think about when you're making digital wall art is sizing. Formatting. You're going to need to offer a few different size options to your customer. I'm going to do a whole other video on that because it's quite a complex process. Not complex, but there's a lot of information there that I don't want to fit into this video. So for our purposes today, we're just going to do a design that is 11 by 14 inches. That's a really standard print size for wall art and posters and that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to do today. And the first design I want us to make a version of is that best friends playing card or partner couple playing card design we saw, and because we don't want to copy that design, we're just taking inspiration from it. We're not going to use playing cards, but what I thought a cute substitute for that would be was maybe to use Polaroid frames, which you can get here on Canva. So I'm going to type that out, Polaroid frame, and then in the frames section we'll click on that, and you can see there's a lot of really great options for images that look like Polaroid photos that you can drop your own photos into. I like the looks of this one, so I'm going to click on that and add it to our page here, and I'm going to add another one. And I'm going to rotate these a little bit. This one too, and I want them kind of overlaying each other like this. I'm going to size them up a little bit to fill more of the space here and kind of center them nicely. That's looking pretty good. And now we're assuming we had our customer send us their own photos that they want to insert in here, but for our purposes today, we'll just use some Canva options, their stock photo options. So we'll go to the photo section and we'll type in best friends and see what comes up. So I think this one's really cute right off the bat. So I'm going to drag that into our top frame here. And then maybe this one is kind of cute too. So we'll drag that into the back one. Maybe we'll use a different one for that back one. Maybe something like this. We kind of want to be able to see a bit of both of them. So that's kind of cute. Move that over a little bit. Okay, you get the idea. It's not perfect. But what if we wanted to make these images black and white? If you'll notice, a lot of the examples we showed you actually were black and white photos. It doesn't have to be. In fact, you'll want to ask your customer that. But say we did want to change this to a black and white image, we can do that by clicking on it, coming up to Edit, and then up to Filters. We'll click on See All. And then we can come down near the bottom here, and here we have some black and white options. So we'll click on a few of those. That's mono, ink, noir, film, newspaper, or slate. I kind of liked the look of the noir one. It had a nice kind of high contrast look to it. So now let's do that to our other image. We'll click on it and then we'll click on noir, and boom, there we have black and white versions of our design. I want to change the background so it's not completely white, and I think instead of just filling this with a solid color, maybe what I want to do is add some paper texture to the background. So we'll type in paper texture. We're still in our photograph section, in our photo section. So I think something like maybe this is nice. Let's drag this into the background. And then we want to move that to the back. So we'll hit position and then to back. And I'm not entirely sure about that. Maybe we'll just drop the transparency down a little bit so it's not so in our faces here. So I'm going to bring that down to about 50% transparency. And I like that. It's a little more subtle. I think I want these photos to come off the background a little bit. And because we have the photos inside these frames here, you can't just add a drop shadow to it, because the drop shadow will apply to the actual photo and not the whole Polaroid frame, if you get what I'm saying. So what we want to do in that case is come up to Elements, click on that, and just type in shadow. And then we'll look in our graphics area, and I want kind of a rectangular shadow that matches the sort of matches the dimensions of our Polaroids here. So kind of angle that the same as that top Polaroid. And as you can see, it wants to drop into the photographs, and we don't want that. So actually what I'm going to do first is click on the photograph and then come up to position, come up to layers, and we have that layer highlighted right now. What I want to do is click on these dots on the right and come down and click on lock. And what that will do is prevent the shadow from getting inserted inside the image, so we can actually put it behind the image. So I'm going to do this for both photographs because we want to put a drop shadow behind both of them. So we'll come up here to lock and lock again. So now I can move this shadow around without worrying it's going to drop into our image. And we want to place the shadow behind the photograph. So I'll drag that down, and there you can see we have the shadow giving that kind of lifted look behind the Polaroid frame there. I'm going to hit Command C and Command V with that selected so I can put this behind the other image. I'm going to rotate that to match that back image there. I'm going to drag it below everything. I'm going to move it over to the right a little bit, and that's looking pretty good. So just with that simple blur effect, that shadow effect, we've now lifted our photographs off the background a little bit. So the next thing I want to do here is add some text to our image. And again, this is going to be custom text that your customer will ask for. But in this case, we'll just say best friends forever. And this can be text that is uniform across all of the orders. If this is a best friends listing, you can offer it to just say best friends forever for all of your customers, or you can offer them the opportunity to change the text to whatever they want. That would be up to you. And I think for this, I want a nice script font. So with that selected, I'm going to come up here, click on the name of the font, and then that brings up our font options. I'm going to click on handwriting because I do want that kind of nice script font. That's cute. I like this one. This is Brittany. And I'm going to size that up a little bit. Move that into the center. I might rotate it a little bit. Maybe just have it centered, actually. And I want it kind of overlaying that first photograph a little bit. That looks cute. And then what I noticed for some of the listings was you could put the friends' names somewhere in the image as well. So what I'll do, I'm going to use the same font. So with that selected, I'm going to hit Command C and Command V. I'm going to drag this down and size it down quite a bit. I'm going to move it to the center, and I'm going to choose two names. Let's say Alana and Stephanie. And boom, there you go. You have a version of that playing cards best friend personalized wall art, but changed into this like cute little Polaroid version. So I think that turned out really well. And then what would happen is anytime you sold one of these, you would get your customer to send you these two photographs. You would bring them into Canva, and this would be your template. So anytime you made a new sale, you would just drag in new photos, change the names at the bottom. If they wanted the text at the top to be changed, you could do that as well. So there you go. That's example number one. We've just made our own version in a pretty quick amount of time. So let's move on to the next one. So next, let's make our own version of that boho floral nursery type of personalized wall art. So we're going to add a new page to our design. If you were doing this, I would recommend having different Canva pages for each of these templates so that when you make a sale, you can easily find the boho nursery floral design versus the best friends forever Polaroid design. So, but for the purposes of today, we're just staying in the same document here to keep it easy. So if we wanted to make that boho floral nursery art for ourselves, I think a good place to start would be to go into our elements section here and type in wildflower. And we'll go into the graphics section. And as you can see, it's brought up a lot of really beautiful options. You can see a lot of these are pro because I have the pro plan, but there's lots of really beautiful free ones as well. There's so many beautiful options you can play with here in terms of making your own versions of this design idea. So I saw one up here that I like this kind of frame look. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I think we can play around with this and come up with something really cute for our own nursery version. Yeah, I really like that. So what we're going to do next, I think, is put some text in the middle of the design here. So I'm going to come over here and click on text. I'm going to click on heading. I'm going to size that up a bit. And let's say we're designing for our customer's baby's name is Brianna. So what I'm going to do is put in a capital B here. And I'm going to size that up. And I think what might look nice is just a very simple, elegant serif font here, kind of a classic look. So we'll, along the top here, we can see serif, which I'll click on that. And let's something like that even, just a really classic. That's nice too. Free serif. I want something with like a really obvious serif feel to it. I'll know it when I see it here. That's kind of nice too. That's a bit too chunky for our purposes. That's kind of nice. Clarendon. Oops. I accidentally zoomed my screen there. I think Clarendon's kind of cute. So we'll stick with that. We're going to size that up quite a bit here and move it up because below that I want to put more text. I want to put a script font of the entire baby name, and in this case we're pretending our customer's baby's name is Brianna, so I'll type in Brianna. And then I'm going to search for a cute script font. So again, I'll click on handwriting and we'll just try out some options here. That's pretty. Maybe. I mean, should we do Brittany again? I really like that. Let's see. Mistfully, that's kind of pretty too. Let's see. I think I even liked one of these first ones, like maybe Apricots has this nice kind of slightly playful feel to it, which I think could be nice for a nursery vibe. So I'm going to size that down a little bit. I don't want it competing with the big B here, but I want it to be legible. So now what I'm going to do is change this B here to be not black. The black's feeling a little bit jarring. What I want to do is match it to that wildflower frame. And I think maybe one of these blue colors in this blue flower would be nice. So I'm going to come up here and click on add a new color. Then I'm going to click on our little color dropper here, which allows us to pick a color from our design. And it's really cool. It zooms in on whatever area you want to look at. So I kind of like this sort of teal blue. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm happy with that. And we're going to change the script font text to be that same color as well. Beautiful. Now, if we wanted, we could change the background color to be like a pink. I think that pink's nice, actually. but maybe it's a little too intense, so maybe we'll just go a little closer to white here. I think that looks really pretty. So just like that, we have our own custom personalized wall art, boho flower, nursery art template. So again, anytime your customer orders this, you would go back to this template. You would change both the capital letter and the name here, obviously, to be whatever your customer asked for. And then you can download this and send it to your customer via Etsy, and then they can download and print it themselves. So again, there's a lot to this in terms of sizing this to different formats to give your customer some more options. I do think I will do a tutorial on that, but to keep this video short enough, I'm going to leave that for today. But that gives you a sense of how easily you can come into Canva and make your own versions of these personalized wall art digital files that are selling super well on Etsy right now. And there you have it. You now have some tools to help you get started on making your own best-selling personalized digital download wall art. Let me know in the comments if you are planning on making one of these types of designs. And if you're looking for more ideas about top-selling digital product ideas that are bringing in thousands of dollars a month, check out this video next. Thanks for watching.